Welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, excited to be with you and excited to share the news with you folks. Every day I wake up, I am so happy that we got a new president because we didn't need new laws. We just needed a new president. ICE is making record numbers of arrests. It's absolutely awesome. The border has been shut down. And we have stopped sex trafficking coming across the border to a large degree. It's absolutely fantastic. Donald Trump is doing a job, and I do not think people understand and appreciate just how difficult the job that he is doing is. He has done it in spite of persecution. He's done it in spite of prosecutions. He's done it in spite of being shot at. Okay, Donald Trump is a transformational figure. There are so many times that you look at jobs and you could say, oh, well, they're replaceable. Donald Trump is one of those people who truly is not replaceable with the work he's doing, who he's put in charge of his administration and what they're up to. So I do get tired of hearing all the chatter on X. I kind of just have tuned it out a lot because the negativity out there surrounding certain people in the administration. By the way, have you noticed that Dan Bongino has not left yet? Per Neil's prediction, which I predicted, I think he's going to stick around, and it still could happen. I might be wrong. I'm often wrong, but I'm just telling you, I don't think it's going to happen here in the next little bit. I think he had a talk with President Trump, and Trump is like, look, Dan, I called you up. I wanted you here for this position. Please stick around. We need you. But please don't go off the deep end, go all haywire on me again. All right? Because Trump needs support. There's the liberal media, the enemy media is out there trying to destroy this movement all the time. Okay, and there are people who soak that stuff up, and there's a lot you can do in terms of clickbait. Man, I tell you what, if you want to get clicks on stuff right now, Epstein, Bondi sucks. You could get it all over the place, but that's not going to move this ball forward. In fact, do you guys want to hear what the Justice Department is up to? Okay, there has been a sweeping purge of dozens of swamp creatures at the DOJ. Jack Smith's people are gone. Now, how many of you, just please, in the chat, seriously, in all seriousness, answer yes or no. Are you excited that Jack Smith's people are gone? Or do you still want to complain about the DOJ? Jack Smith's people are gone. Are you excited about that, yes or no? The J6 prosecutors, folks, they've been axed. They're all gone. Okay, are you excited about that? The DOJ ethics chief, the freaking ethics chief of the DOJ, fired, out of there. Okay, this is how you make structural change. This is exactly what every other Republican administration did not have the courage to do, to take on the deep state like this, and Donald Trump is doing it. Okay, there have been absolutely amazing restructuring at the Department of Justice and the FBI. Okay, 20 plus, folks. It's over 20 Jack Smith staffers eliminated. Okay. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I know that a lot of these people have been gone for a while. I am just bringing up something for you. I'm going to get into the ICE arrests here because that's the thing that's breaking, and I really want to cover that. But I need you people to really focus in, laser focus in on what's going on, okay? The three high-profile J6 prosecutors are out, and so on. That's 37 total people from the Jack Smith purge, okay? And the best part is they were whining on CBS, crying on LinkedIn. These are people who spent years jailing Trump allies and then prosecuting Donald Trump. Here, you guys want to hear a good whine? Okay, listen to this. This from Joseph Terrell on LinkedIn. Get ready. Grab some coffee, because this is going to just go warm your heart. On Friday, July 11th, I received the below letter from Attorney General Pamela Bondi. Until Friday evening, I was the senior ethics attorney at the Department of Justice responsible for advising the Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General directly on federal employee ethics. I led a small dedicated team of professionals and coordinated the work of some 30 other full-time ethics officials, attorneys, paralegals, and other specialists across the Department of Justice, ensuring that 117,000 department employees were properly advised on and supported in how to follow the federal employee ethics rule. Okay, where were the ethics of the Department of Justice during the Biden regime? Where was that? Do you remember Attorney General Merrick Garland said that he would never do political prosecutions? And what did we see consistently? My career in public service has so far spanned a quarter of a century. I started as a United States naval officer, graduating from the ROTC program at the University of Michigan. After a 6-year military career, I earned a law degree from the Detroit School of Law at Michigan State University. I started at the FBI in 2006 in the Presidential Management Fellows Program. Oh, under George Bush. I'm sure you were just awesome. At the FBI, I worked in a variety of offices thanks to the PMF program, and eventually I went to work for the FBI's Office of Integrity and Compliance. From there, I moved to the Departmental Ethics Office at the Main Justice as Deputy Director. Finally, folks, after all their hard work, in 2023, I was promoted to the Senior Executive Service and the position of Director of Ethics Office. My public service is not over, and my career as a federal civil servant is not finished. I took the oath at 18 as a midshipman to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Did you now? Because you were sure doing that when we had witch hunts for Trump, when we had voting irregularities up the wazoo and the FBI had no interest in it. Unbelievable, these people. I have taken the oath at least 5 more times since then. So in other words, 6 times they've taken this oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against enemies, both what? Foreign and, you fill in the blank. Both foreign and, what's the other one? Wait, Autopen. So, just hirelings at the president's staff, they can just do whatever with the Autopen. Does that fall into the ethics, or would that be domestic, straight up, folks? Whoo! The oath did not come with the caveat that I need only support the Constitution when it is easy or convenient. I look forward to finding ways to continue my personal calling of service to my country. I encourage anyone who is reading this to do the same. I believe in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. I also believe that Edmund Burke is right, and that the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. I received a number of calls and messages of support in the last few days. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who has reached out. Be well. Be well. Anyways, okay? But folks, it's not just the firings. The deep staters are jumping ship, okay? You guys remember, Harmeet Dillon, 70% of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice left because they did not want to work under Harmeet Dillon, who actually believes in civil rights. I mean, the more that leave, the better. It's just like people taking their $1,000 in their plane ticket and getting the heck out of Dodge, okay? Instead of this happening to them, because I've got more ICE arrests for you. Oh, folks, I love this. So, from the Department of Homeland Security, federal officers arrested at least 361 illegal aliens from 2 marijuana grow sites in California. Now, so this happened over the last few days, right? And I've covered this because, who's going to pick your weed, right? The Democrats, of course, presented this as like produce pickers. They're picking your strawberries, your lettuce, your watermelon, your cantaloupe, whatever it is. But instead, they were picking marijuana. And we had underage illegals picking marijuana, okay? All right. the first lumberjack to receive an Oscar. I don't, what's wrong with me, Cindy? Say, wait. Somebody said, my son is asking what's wrong with Neil. Can't leave him. I'm fired up. Folks, you know, here, just this quick little sidebar, and I'll get back to this. It is so frustrating to watch our side turn on each other. Okay? And it actually affects me in the spirit. I'm like watching it. It's like a gut punch. I don't know if any of you get this way about this stuff. I feel it. I believe that there are still issues in the government. I don't believe that everything is right. Okay? That's not my point. But when you see our side just constantly ripping down our administration, I can't take it. It's just so freaking stupid. And I'm thinking, who the hell are these people that this rage baiting click farming is so important to them that they're willing to do that when those narratives actually breathe life into things. I'm not down with this. Okay. We are winning in ways that we did not even see as possible 4 years ago. Okay. I want you guys to think about 4 years ago after the very questionable election. Okay. Can I say that? Is that legal? Anyways, so, and we had Steve Bannon. You remember he went to jail. Who was the other? Who am I thinking of? Oh gosh, I can see his face. It's the other guy I'm thinking of that went to jail. But anyways, then we had the J6ers getting hunted down. 5 a.m. pre-dawn raids. Okay, we had pro-lifers who had simply gone out. I've done sidewalk counseling at abortion clinics. You go out there and you pray and you just thank you, Navarro, thank you, and you try to get information in their hands, so they simply get an ultrasound. And those people were getting arrested in pre-dawn raids. Fathers with guns to their head in front of their 5 children. I don't think people's memories are too short. I mean, what we went through, the hell that this country was experiencing, and now we have an administration that is prosecuting violent criminals, closing the border, ending sex trafficking, doing all of this, and everybody, I'm just like, I could not take it anymore. And so now I've come to this place, and I'm like, no, what is my job in this world, right? I am going to keep talking about freaking winning, because that's what this is. Okay, is it perfect winning? Is it perfect? Is this earth perfect? Anybody, is perfect winning? Yes or no? Okay, is it perfect? Are you getting absolutely every little thing you wanted? Huh? Are you? I'm not. Okay? There's nothing you're going to find perfect this side of heaven. Nothing. Okay? Jesus is the only perfect man to ever walk this earth. He exacts perfect justice. Everything that we do down here or you see being executed by man will never be perfect. But is this better than Joe Biden? Is it better than the possibility of Kamala Harris and Tim flipping Walz? Okay? Seriously. So I'm at this point, I'm like, and I read this stuff and I'm getting excited again. You know, I go through a little emotional roller coaster sometimes because I just can't believe that some of the people who work to get Trump elected are now griping at his decisions around a few select things. Okay? So here we go. Federal officers arrested at least 361 illegals from the 2 marijuana grow sites in California, including violent and dangerous criminal illegal aliens convicted of rape, child molestation, and kidnapping during the operation who are working at the site. So now I am going to tell you who was arrested, that they wanted to stop from being arrested, that the whole of California is freaking out over, okay? Santos Alberto Rodriguez Jacinto, an illegal alien from El Salvador who was arrested in El Salvador for terroristic threats in 2006 and 2011. Rodriguez Jacinto was encountered and arrested in McAllen, Texas in August of 2018. And now he just got arrested again at the marijuana growth farm. It blows my mind, okay? So this guy, do you suppose they're going to ship him off to CCOT in El Salvador and the Democrats are going to go down there and get him out? I mean, he is from El Salvador, but of course, got to get him out of CCOT down there in El Salvador. They'll bring him back home so we can send him to where, folks? South Sudan. Because, this is what happens. These people align themselves with Democrats. Josefina Lopez Martinez, an illegal alien from Mexico, was previously deported in 1998 and convicted in 2023 of willful cruelty to a child in California. George Luis Anaya Garcia, an illegal alien from Mexico, was previously arrested in California for possession with intent to sell narcotics. That's another thing that's fallen. Fentanyl deaths, folks, gone way down since Trump took over. Why? Because it's not crossing the border. Because all we needed was a new what, folks? Fill in the blank. All we needed was a new something because we didn't need new legislation. No, it was much different than that. That's right. Deport families together, Ricky, because families that deport together stay together. That's right. A new president. That's all we needed. And so everybody who's running around sitting here trying to tell you that they don't need to be deported, no, because we need to enforce immigration law. It needs to mean something. Jose Vasquez Lopez, an illegal alien from Mexico who was previously removed from the United States on 5 separate occasions and convicted of battery in Florida, arrested at the marijuana, Democrats want you to believe, strawberry farm. Fabian Fernando Antonio Martinez, an illegal alien from Mexico, was granted voluntary return on 2 separate occasions. In February of 2021, he was arrested in California for felony possession of a firearm. Now note that because he was an illegal alien, and even though he was in felony possession of a firearm, which the Democrats always tell you they're for gun control, what did they do with Fabian Fernando Antonio Martinez? Even though he had the gun that they say they need to control. What did they do? What did they do with Fabian, folks? What did they do with him? Did they keep him locked up because of this serious gun crime because they're all about gun control and they're really concerned about criminals having guns? Is that what they did? Is that what they did? Not even in strawberry season. Thank you, Carrie. Exactly. They let him walk. That's why they just arrested him on the marijuana farm. And then they tell us that they're concerned about guns and crime? Give me a break. Jesus Hernandez Ramirez. Geez. Oh, Friday, folks. This guy, Jesus, which is Spanish for Jesus, okay? Well, he's got a big namesake to live up to. An illegal alien from Mexico who was previously arrested for indecent exposure and is granted voluntary return 3 times. This goes on and on and on, and all these people arrested criminal illegals. So we need workplace raids because guess where these criminals are? They're in workplaces. And you know what? Other people are going to be swept up in the dragnet. These people who aren't breaking any laws. Folks, they broke the law when they came in the country illegally or when they overstayed their visa or when they didn't show up in immigration court and when they didn't deport themselves. Good night. I'm so sick of this Democrat narrative. It just pisses me off to no end. By the way, folks, whew, man, I am worked up today. I am so worked up. But folks, you got to check out my sponsor, Birch Gold. I got to mention them. Carrie, thank you for that super sticker with a coffee. You bought me a cup of coffee there. Okay, look, in the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 40%. In the past 6 months, it's up 22.2%. Central banks have continued to bolster demand for gold by buying in record quantities. Global instability and tension are way up there, folks, still. Birch Gold makes owning physical gold extremely easy. You can easily convert an existing IRA or 401k into physical gold or buy some to store in your safe at home, okay? Keep some around in case the world falls apart. Lord knows it sure can. Okay, all you have to do is text Lumberjack to 989898. Again, that's Lumberjack to 989898. And Birch Gold will send you a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information, folks. They have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tens of thousands of happy customers. And all you need to do is text the word Lumberjack to 989898 to get your free info kit. All right, back to the news. Folks, The Democrats are still freaking out about alligator Alcatraz. Look at this. This gal actually, okay, so some gal posted on, it must have been fake book here, or no, this looks like it was maybe on the Blue Sky Libs. People at alligator Alcatraz, listen to this statement. Come on now. People at alligator Alcatraz are being given wristbands with a number on it that they must wear for ID purposes. Brooks says, I'll say it again. We are assigning numbers to human beings. Folks, let me ask you a question. Is there any number that all of you have been assigned? Are you a human being? Is there a number that everybody gets assigned at birth that you know of? What's that number called? Is there a number? Is there such things? I mean, because apparently Brooke doesn't know that we are all given a number at birth. That's right, folks. You got it. It's a social security number. A social security. Of course. We're being given numbers. My boy. But, folks, it's not all good because in good old Colorado, I got to show you something. Look at this dude. I mean, I don't want to. Well, what is it with these people in the teeth and the eyes? Look at this dude. Okay. Does anybody know who this guy is? Does anybody know who this guy is? I want to see in the chat if anybody knows. I'm going to tell you who he is. Don't worry. Stick around here. I'm going to tell you who he is. Does anybody know who this dude is? No, it's not the devil. Not a Walking Dead actor. Okay? Not a zombie. Yes, it is a Colorado kidnapper. So while Tina Peters is still imprisoned out in Colorado, my friend Ash in America posted this out. Colorado DA's office is dropping charges against Solomon Gallagher, the registered sex offender arrested for attempting to kidnap an 11-year-old boy during recess from an elementary school. Following the arrest, Gallagher was found to be incompetent. Well, Joe Biden was incompetent too, after he underwent a competency evaluation, resulting in the DA's plan to drop the charges. Does anybody else, does that upset anybody else? So this is Colorado justice system. Corn Pop. Oh my gosh. Tater Bites. Wait, guys. Did you see this comment? Tater Bites. I am totally, I can't even give you a heart on that. I want to give you a heart. Anyways, that was a good one. There he is. I always wondered where Corn Pop was. So, no, this kind of stuff is still going on, but that's on state level. So this is why we don't have Tina Peters released yet. And Trump's impatient about this. I know he's talked to the administration. His hands are somewhat tied. He will, I believe Tina Peters is going to be out of jail. She needs to be out of jail, okay? It's absolutely sick that she's still in jail. While this guy is walking free. I mean, folks, if that isn't a miscarriage of justice, I don't know what is. But this is Colorado. And the same kind of crap goes on in Minnesota. We have terrible DAs in our big cities. Terrible. And this is one of Soros's great wins. And I hate to say Soros got a great win, but he did. Because Soros, he's an interesting guy. And, some of you probably read a little bit about the guy, but he made his first billion by breaking the Bank of England by making a bet against the English pound, okay, which was detrimental to the rest of society. But George Soros, of course, doesn't care about those things. And because of his political visions, he is really good at seeing arbitrage. Elon Musk has talked about this, and he's right. George Soros sees ways in which it kind of reminds me of what I used to do in search engine optimization. We went after what were called long tail keywords, because when I was optimizing search engines for companies and writing all this content, you would look and you'd say, let's just say, for example, homes for sale in Minnesota. Man, I'm telling you, to get to number 1, 2, or 3 on the search engines on that, very, very difficult. But to get to condos for sale in Golden Valley, Minnesota. Much simpler. Makes sense? So this is kind of how George Soros saw elections. And that's why you have so many bad district attorneys and secretaries of state, because Secretary of State used to be just this kind of benign race that nobody really got that worked up about, because they were the secretary. I wasn't like this political position, but it became political, and Soros funded those. That's why we had the situation we had in 2020. That's why we had them making law even though they're not supposed to. And it's why DAs and attorney generals would not prosecute, because Soros had corrupted all those races. Makes sense? Because he found, you could spend $100,000 on a district attorney race in a big city and get a much larger return than you could on spending a $1 billion on a presidential race. It doesn't mean he's not involved in presidential politics, but what he's doing is he's going to the local level and making it happen that way. Does that all make sense to you? So this is why we have such abysmal numbers here with the crime. It's absolutely terrible. And I want to show you one last thing. You guys are going to think this is really cool. I found this video today, and it's going to be kind of ghetto because I found it right as I was prepping for the show, but I'm like, I have got to show my audience this. It's too good. Do need to mention my other sponsor really quickly, though. That's MyPillow, mypillow.com. Folks, the free shipping is still going on, and Giza sheets for $49.98, any color, any size. Go get some. I don't think we're gonna have that deal much longer. I've been kind of quiet. I haven't called Mike because I'm trying to keep the deal up for you, and I'm not even kidding about that at all. I did text Mike a picture of me and Bannon together at the Student Action Summit, but I haven't talked pillows with him at all or what deals we're gonna have, because I'm just trying to keep the free shipping up for you, okay? But I'm telling you, it will disappear. I mean, it was supposed to be gone, and then I made the mistake, and Mike kind of honored it, and I thought it was only supposed to be for a couple days, but it's still up there. So I'm just telling you, go get yourself some deals at MyPillow. The bed toppers and the mattresses are also on sale there. Okay, so this is really cool. The U.S. Army, the 800 number. I didn't get you the 800 number because that's the way to order it for MyPillow. 1-800-568-2865. 1-800-568-2865. Okay, go give them a call. Okay, so check this out. This is so cool. The U.S. Army, it says breaking. The U.S. Army now has a weapon that can instantly fry entire drone swarms. Now, if you know what was going on over in the Middle East, Iran was launching drones, right? You guys all saw this. They had big drone swarms going over to Israel, right? Well, the U.S. Army now has a weapon that can instantly fry entire swarms. It's not a missile. It's Leonidas, a microwave cannon that sends out pulses and melts electronics in midair. No ammo, no reload, just pure energy. So I actually think this thing's been out for a little while. I don't think it's quite as breaking as this person wants to make us believe. I've heard of Leonidas before, but I'm going to show you this video because it's really quite cool. I'll turn up the volume here, and I'm going to hold it up.
Imagine hundreds of drones attacking a military base at the same time. Your traditional defense system might take down 10, maybe 15, but the rest? They will overwhelm your defenses. Meet a Pyrus high-power microwave system designed to eliminate drone swarms instantly. Unlike conventional weapons that rely on expensive missiles or gunfire, Leonidas uses directed energy to fry enemy electronics in milliseconds. No bullets, no explosions, just pure electromagnetic power. The best part? It doesn't just target one drone at a time. Leonidas neutralizes entire swarms, wiping out dozens or even hundreds of threats simultaneously. Whether it's a small tactical drone or a high-speed kamikaze UAV, this system renders them useless.
So, I mean, just immediately just take out an entire swarm of drones. This kind of technology, the U.S. military has always been at the forefront of technology. And if you'll remember, during the Biden era, our military technology was falling backwards. Our military, we were suffering for recruitments. One of the things when Pete Hegseth spoke at Student Action Summit, he made an appeal for people to sign up for the military. They're looking for more recruits. And, it's hard. I mean, I remember talking to my kids about this because I've got my one son in law enforcement, but at one time he was looking at military, and I said, Well, the way things are right now, can you just imagine serving under Joe Biden? And so he ended up going into law enforcement here stateside. But that's just the thing. They lost a lot of people as a result of that. Now Pete Hegseth is making that appeal, and we need to have a good military. So I'm very glad that we do. Okay. Anyways, folks, thanks so much for listening to me. I know I'm getting a little wild here today. Hopefully, it's not too much for you, but I'm really excited that all these good things are happening. I think that's what we need to focus on right now. If things get so bad, we need to focus on other things. Understood. But I really love this administration and what they're doing. And I was asked on the War Room when I was at Student Action Summit, they asked me, and if I had to choose between Bondi and Patel or Bongino, I'd want to keep Patel and Bongino as opposed to Bondi. But if Trump wants to keep Bondi and everybody's staying on, Trump will direct Bondi. I'm not concerned about that. The main thing he needs is loyalty in non-leakers, okay? He has a vision he's trying to complete to make America great again. I love the guy. Anyways, keep fighting the good fight, okay? And letting pedo criminals go is not the least little things. Oh, stop it. See, this is the kind of stuff. Nobody's letting, in fact, we've got more arrests of pedos than we've ever had. A large pedo organization was just arrested. What you want may not be there, all right? Your videos are mirroring backwards. That's interesting. Fascinating. Well, nonetheless, you saw what you saw. All right. I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. If you're new, subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode. All right. Peace out.